How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Sandy Bay. So we've got quite a bit done over the last few days between making our new paddock as well as getting all the paddocks sowed, limed, fertilised. We're all good to go. We also mowed over in the cow paddock, as you would know. So the plan for today is attack the sheep paddock. So as you can see, we're all set up. We're going to make some hay out of this lot. So we'll jump in here. Now, as you can see, the sheep have started making wool. And it did take me a while to find it, but it turns out the wool from that paddock spawns up here over beside the chicken shed. It took me forever to find it, because this is not where I was expecting it at all. But that's good. 640 litres. Hopefully that keeps going. We can start making some money off that. We do have to look at getting the cows in here sometime soon. Start producing some milk. But anyway, what I'm thinking is, if we get this paddock mowed, all of it, top and bottom, we may sell off our little plough, find one a bit larger that the Fent can deal with, no dramas, and what we will do is plough up this entire paddock, both sides, and we'll actually plant grass so as it's a lot more productive, high yield, so on. So we'll get this set up, we'll get it underway. Swathing should still be on, judging by the fact that those guys are down. It is, that's lovely. So yeah, we'll make hay out of this. We've already purchased a new windrower that is sitting down at the shop waiting to be picked up. One other thing we've got to do is we've got to purchase a sprayer so we can kill off the weeds that are in the paddocks. And they're not full of weeds, they're just very sparsely spread out. There's little clumps of them, but we need to get rid of them. Now, not expecting this to produce too much, but we will need to windrow it after we've tedded it, because the tedder will spread it across everywhere. And just run through the sheep. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, we'll get this all turned into hay, we'll get a new plough, we'll get a new sprayer, we'll see what we can afford in the way of sprayers. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Hit the wrong button. So that's the plan for today. Nothing major. We'll make some hay bales and we'll spray off some weeds. Now obviously we've got a bit of waiting to do before any crops are ready, so this is potentially going to kill off the time in between waiting for the harvest. And in the next episode we'll get this ploughed in and get grass planted in it. If you can remember, I was planning on putting carrots or something up in this top paddock, But I don't think we're going to worry about that because A, we'd have to buy a planter. We've only got a seeder at the moment, or a seed drill. We'd also have to rent or lease or buy a harvester to suit harvesting carrots. We will get around to them. Like I said initially, this series isn't going to end at the release of FS22. We just haven't got enough done. So this will continue on for a little while at least. FS22 is probably going to be more streams than YouTube videos, just until we get used to it and until some decent mods come out. But anyway, we'll crack on with getting this mowed. We'll mow that bottom section as well. We'll do this all in a time lapse, and we'll see you guys when we get done, or unless we find something else that we need to talk about. So okay guys, we'll see you when the music stops. Okay, so we're done with the mowing. So we'll shut that off. Get it lifted up. Shut him off, get him lifted up. We'll go and get these put away. Now, I thought about it probably about halfway through mowing all of that. I thought to myself, don't know why I've got this on swath mode when I'm going to come in here with the tedder anyway, because that's just going to throw the stuff out all around the place. But what's done is done. That's something we can remember for next time. So what we're going to do is obviously ted it, then we have to leave it. Because we're running seasons, we do have to ted it multiple times. So whether we can get back to it this afternoon, I'm not too sure. It may have to wait until tomorrow, but if it waits till tomorrow, that's perfectly fine. We've got other things we can do. So we'll drop that off there. Swing around here. And we'll drop that off there. Now, I reckon we pull this thing out, because we are going to be using it soon. Not soon enough, but soon. And what we'll do is we'll park it with the rest of our trailers. Oh, whoa, that was terrible. So that can park there. What we're going to need on this guy is the loading wagon. So we'll grab that out of there, we'll get it unfolded. This can literally just go over here, sit and wait. Like I said, we are going to have to do this a second time. Shut him down, run across, jump into the Valtra, which is looking a lot better now with its wide tyres and weights. Really happy with how that looks, actually. What we'll do is we'll get in here, get this gate shut, start folding this guy out. It is just wide enough to do 2 swaths at once, but there will come a time where I miss a little bit, so what we're probably better off doing is not missing any. Although, we'll see how we go. We'll probably end up doing it twice if we can see that we've visually missed enough to warrant coming back. But anyway, guys, we'll get the music going again. We'll get this done. And then we'll start looking at the next job, which will be spraying the weeds. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon. That grass has grown again. Now, we shouldn't have a growth speed because we're running seasons. So it should only grow at the rate seasons will allow it to grow. Like 6 days, crop moisture, snow mode. Yeah, no, we don't have the option. That's okay. Here's what it is. It's just going to make it a bit more difficult, but we'll get there. Just have to be a lot more vigilant with what we're doing, because there is potential to miss bits. And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but if you're picking up hay and you're under a certain amount in your loading wagon, it will convert it to grass if you pick up a little bit of grass. Sorry, it won't even do that. It will reset to 0 and start with grass, and then that'll reset when you start picking hay up again. Although I'm not sure if that happens on seasons as well. Right, so that got that chunk of grass that was in there. I saw that. I saw the tedder jump up a little bit, which obviously meant that we had missed a chunk. Anyway, we'll get back into the time lapse. What we'll do is we'll check at the end whether we have got hay or whether we have got just wet grass or semi-dried grass. I think it goes to as its next state after the initial tedding. But yeah, let's get back into this time lapse and get this finished off. Okay, so we're finished with that, and I've figured out that there's one thing I need. Something we don't have. We need this little guy. Okay, so I'm assuming that's telling me that it's still just grass. I'll be brutally honest, I've never played with that little gadget. Always wanted to buy it, but never really saw the need. I haven't really done too much with seasons before now. But anyway, what I do believe we need to do is wait for this stuff. Yeah, semi-dry grass windrow. Okay, so we need to wait until we can get back onto that with the windrower again. Oh, sorry, with the tedder again. So what we will do in the meantime is we'll drop this off, and we may as well leave it just here. We will be back for it. What we'll do is we'll run down to the shop because we've got to go and pick up this guy, the GA 8521 Con windrow. Rightio guys, so we will see you when we get back from the store. Okay guys, welcome back to the farm. So we've been down to the store, we've picked up our Kun windrower, and we've come back through the back way into the farm again. Now we're not going to bother trying to windrow this up at the moment. We know that it's still only semi-dry grass. However, something else has changed. In the process of going down to the shop, we received an email to say that a parcel had arrived for us, so we had to go out and pick that up. And this has actually become a two-part video, as this section, after coming back from the shop, was recorded the following day to the previous part of the episode. Now, the package ended up being our new Logitech G923 steering wheel. Now, I've never used a steering wheel before on PC, so this may take some getting used to, especially for farm sim, and we may end up going through the episode randomly changing some of our keys and so on. So we did a quick setup run on Ravenport. We just opened it up and played around with it a little bit, but we still may find that some key bindings or settings for the wheel aren't quite right, so we'll play with them as we go. But anyway, the other thing that happened is when we picked up the steering wheel and we got it all set up and plugged in, what it actually done was, once we loaded the Logitech G Hub, it recognized my Blue Yeti microphone as a Logitech piece of equipment, so it changed a few of the settings around, and one of the settings it changed was actually that my Streamlabs went back to some other random input and therefore didn't record any voice for this part of the segment, so all of this is done via voiceover. So now that we're back, now that all that's been explained and that we are using our Logitech wheel, so once again, just just be prepared for some dodgy driving and some dodgy operation of equipment. But what we're going to do, we're just going to run through, we'll check to see whether or not this will allow us to turn this into hay or convert it into hay, but it didn't. It hadn't quite waited for long enough. So what we're going to do is figure out something else to do in the meantime while we wait. Give this time, and we'll come back to this at a later part. But as you can see up in the top there, it's still semi-dry grass windrow, so that's not what we need it to be. So what we'll do now, yes, that was something we wanted to change as well, the stop and go braking. So we had it set up so that our clutch is our brake. As you know, your clutch and brake are the same things. If we held that down, it would just stop and instantly start reversing. We didn't want that, so we've taken that off, and now you've actually got to release the brake and go back onto it, or release the clutch pedal, go back onto it, and that's how you start reversing. Now we're using the clutch pedal because to push the brake all the way down, you've really got to pull on it. So to get full reverse speed, it was just too much. So anyway, we've realised that that's not going to work. We're not going to get what we need out of that. Well, it's not going to change to hay. What we'll do is we'll jump in and jump into the store, and we will start looking towards a sprayer. So we need a sprayer in order to spray off the weeds and prevent any future weeds from coming into our fields. So we're just going through at the moment, having a look. No, we don't have anything for a sprayer. So that's where we come along into the shop. We'll jump down into crop protection. Now we'll save you some time here. What we end up doing is purchasing the the Kverneland X-Star B18, and we also purchased the front additional tank to suit that, as well as 2 IBCs of herbicide. So anyway, we'll jump forward. We won't worry about watching the purchase of that, and we'll see you guys when we get back from the store. Okay guys, so we are back. We've got the voucher here. We've got the Kverneland, the extra B18 sprayer. We've actually extended that out, so it's now 28 meter working width, and we've also got the 1100 Comfort on the front as our extra tank. So both Kverneland products, probably the cheapest in the shop for what we were looking for, but will work perfectly. So we also purchased 2 IBCs of herbicide. We didn't quite use all of it, so I think we've still got about 1100 litres left down at the store. So the plan here is we'll get all of this sprayed, rather than just doing the spot spray, just in case the weeds decided to come through. We went with the theory of we'll just spray the whole thing. So what we'll do is we'll spray field 2, field 1 top and bottom sections, and we'll see you guys at the end once we get out of the time lapse that you're about to go into. Okay guys, see you soon. Okay guys, so that's the end of the herbicide for field 1 top and bottom, as well as field 2. You will have seen that it was a little bit tight getting that 28 metre spray boom down into that bottom section, but we got there, we got it done. As you can see, 280 litres left. That's nowhere near enough to get the home field done. So what we're going to do is we're just going to test to see whether, if we drive across the corner of the home field, whether that will destroy the crop, as crop destruction is on. If it does, we'll throw the narrows onto there instead of those wides with weights. And once we've tested that, we will head down to the shop and we'll actually get some more herbicide. So we'll do that off screen, but like I said, we'll just drive through here. Oops, I've left that gate open. Anyway, we'll cruise across the corner. Now, I already know that this didn't destroy the crop, so what we're going to do is head down to the store and refill with herbicide, and we'll see you guys when we get back. Okay guys, so just on the way back from the shop, we've come back the normal way this time, so we'll come up the driveway. So as you can see, we're full of herbicide, and the only field we have left to spray is that one there in front of us, the canola field. Well, the home field that's full of canola. So we'll jump in, we'll get that sprayed off. We won't do that under a time lapse because there's not really that much to do. And what we will do from there is we'll actually look at ending the episode. So, like I said, the idea for Sandy Bay, because we've barely got anything done, we will continue this on after the release of FS22. So FS22 is, we're probably only going to do one series off of that from the beginning. There'll be a lot of me playing potentially multiplayer off screen with a few of the mates, but we will try and figure out a map to do our first Let's Play series on FS22 pretty much as soon as it starts up. We'll go through, we'll have a look at the maps, we'll figure out which one we want to play on, and we'll decide how we want to play it, see if we can come up with some sort of a story as to what map we're on. But also, we will potentially look into doing some American Truck Simulator, so ATS. I didn't play too much of it because we were using a PS4 controller, and it's not the easiest game to play with a controller. There's a few of the things that you can't really adjust out of it. But anyway, so yeah, we'll potentially start doing some either streams on the Facebook page. By the way, if you haven't seen the Facebook page yet, jump onto Facebook and search for Jimmy P86 Gaming, exactly the same as the YouTube channel. So we will look at getting back into doing live streams pretty soon. We haven't done any for a while, but we will be doing some live streams of FS22. We will also be doing our recorded series for FS22 as well as this series for FS19. Any recorded videos are posted to YouTube and then just link shared to Facebook. ATS, like I said, that's most likely just going to be streams, so that'll all be on Facebook. And yeah, with this series, this will continue on as just a YouTube series, and we'll try and continue it on for a little while after the release of FS22. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for some of our more favoured mods to come out into FS22, or to be recalibrated to suit FS22. Things like your script mods and your global companies, so for all your productions and everything else, as well as some of the equipment that we use, so your tractors and so on, suited more to how you play the game rather than just the base game ones. But we will have to see what actual vehicles there are in FS22. We've seen a lot of the releases. Massive thanks to guys like Daggerwin, Farmer Cop, you know, all those guys that have been smashing out those little cards or the information for all the equipment and vehicles and so on. But you can guarantee that there is still some more in there that haven't been released yet that we don't know are in there. So we'll wait and see. We'll find out. But obviously, maps is another one. The base game maps are fun for a little while, but when you know of pretty good maps that are going to be coming out in FS22, you sort of wait with bated breath so as you can play on those ones. And obviously they're going to have certain mods that will allow you to do the productions and everything else that they have set into those maps, or the mod maps. So anyway guys, we'll come back up, we'll finish off this little bit of the paddock. It's just the one more direction and that'll be finished, and then we will end the video there. Something we need to do off screen, which we will do off screen, is fix the productivity of the sheep. That's just the food, so we need to feed them some carrots. We've also got the Duke of Beet chips up in the shed, and we've got a pallet full of hay up in the shed as well. So we'll get that done off screen. We'll also give them some water, and yeah, that will all be done off screen. But anyway guys, that's the end of this paddock done, and that brings to a close the episode. So we'll get the sprayer put away. We'll go and take that up into the top shed where we initially had the seed stored. We'll drop that off there, and then we'll get into doing our off-screen work. Anyway guys, thank you very much for joining in. We hope to see you next time. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell for any future upcoming videos. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining in. Hope you liked it, and we'll see you next time.